everybody. We are live at CES 2025 in Las Vegas, and I'm so excited to be chatting with Dassault Systems 3D Experience Lab and a really interesting cohort of startups really making a difference and making meaningful impact. This isn't about fluff or hype, as some of CES is. This is about driving change and opportunity, and we have really an interesting mix of guests here, so we're going to dive right in. We'll start with Abhishek from the 3D Experience Lab, part of Dassault Systems. Maybe introduce yourself. Who is Dassault Systems for those of us here who may not be familiar, and what is your and the team's mission within the lab?
Thank you, Evan. Yeah, definitely. And to be very honest, like I think this is the sixth time that I'm coming to the CES, and to be very honest, every year it's different. It's same in some ways, but it's the energy is definitely different. So Dassault Systems is a French company, and it's a huge company. We are world leader in design, engineering, simulation, data intelligence software. Some of you might know us from CATIA, SolidWorks, but we have other amazing software. And the funny thing is that they say that every single aircraft that you have ever traveled on, they've been using Dassault Systems software either for design or engineering or simulation, and 70% of the cars are built using our platform or our technology. So we are, I think, one of those big engineering companies that a lot of people might not have heard of, but we touch everybody's life. So that's definitely there. And then the 3D Experience Lab is the corporate open innovation lab of Dassault Systems, and we run a zero equity mentoring focused, very collaborative and global accelerator program called, of course, the 3D Experience Lab. And we are always looking for to accelerate disruptive startups that are there to change the world, that are working on orbit shifting or scale shifting technologies and trying to build a better sustainable world. So we work around UN sustainability goals. That's our main objective, to help startups that are working around UN SDG goals. And we take them to, we give them access to our software for 2 years, free of cost. We give them mentoring, technical and business mentoring. We bring them to CES, just like, we brought 3 amazing companies this year. And of course, one of the most important benefit which really differentiates our accelerator program, 3D Experience Lab, is that we can actually make connections to big industrial groups or players, because most of these every industry that we are in, 11 industries, 80% of the top 10 players in those industries are our clients, our customers. So we can open doors for our startups.
Well, it's an amazing mission, and as you said, you brought startups from all over the world here to CES in Las Vegas, and we're going to introduce them in a moment. But maybe give us some context. How do you select which projects and startups to support? And talk a bit about your global reach, because we have companies from all over the world here at CES in Las Vegas at the moment.
Yeah. Well, that's a very interesting question, because, physically, the 3D Experience Labs are in Paris, Boston, Munich, and Pune in India. But how do we reach everybody? How do we reach the talent, the I would say the bottoms up innovators in so many ways? There's so many amazing startups working in their in the basement of their parents' house, or in in accelerators, incubators. So what we have done at 3D Experience Lab over the past 9 to 10 years is we've built amazing relationships with leading accelerators, incubators across the world, whether it's Greentown Labs or Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator that we signed just recently, to big incubators in Munich, like Tomb Ventures, and the world over. And so when we are looking for startups, that is one of our main sources, I would say. But then, because the 3D Experience platform, or the cloud platform that drives the innovation and all these great software, it's global, it's digital, it's virtual. So we have our internal tools like NetVibes that helps us scan the ecosystem and identify players, which we call social radaring. What that means is that using our own software, we are able to see what are the trends, what are the big influencers, big companies to small innovators, what are they talking about. So if desalination is a big topic or clean energy is a big topic, we look for those areas and who are the upcoming players that are coming, that are trying to make a difference, but they don't have access to technology or to software. So we talk to them, we meet them at events like CES or Viva Tech, and then that's how we request them to apply to the lab. And it's a very interesting process where when they apply to the lab, our mentors actually talk to them, interact, and help them build their final pitch to our CEO and chairman of Dassault System and the senior management. This happens every 3 to 4 months. And that's how we select the final startup. So all the 3 startups here, at some point in time, they would have gone through the entire trajectory.
Well, it's an incredible program, and we can only fit a few people here on the show here. So let's start with some introductions. We'll start with Andre. Maybe introduce yourself, Andre, and what's the big idea behind your company?
Totally, Evan. Thank you so much for the invitation and for Dassault to bring us to SET. We're super excited about it. So yeah, I'm Andres Mitnick. I am the CEO of Strong by Form. To run a company like this one, you need a very broad background, which is my case. I'm an economist, an engineer, and then I did VC for some time before jumping into Strong by Form, which is a company whose vision is quite simple: is to replace highly polluting structural materials like concrete, steel, and aluminum for wood. But of course, that's easier said than done, because if wood, the way we use it, could do the trick, it would have already done it. But today, architects are proposing 70-story buildings made out of wood, which is impossible today. Car companies are proposing components made out of wood, which is impossible today. And that's exactly what we're developing. We're developing a timber composite that is about 90% wood, that allows to create thin and lightweight structural components that are able to compete with concrete at 1/10 of its weight, and with aluminum at 50% less weight when we're talking about cars, and also at 50% of the CO2 emissions associated to aluminum. So at the end of the day, we are combining material science with the latest structural optimization and digital fabrication techniques to mimic what a tree does. Because the wood in the shape of a tree is stronger than steel per unit of weight. And we are bringing back that natural knowledge to the world of the built environment in order to replace highly polluting materials with a renewable material like wood that can be locally sourced. And also we can use a wide variety of types of wood. So we are also enable for biodiversity to exist in forest plantations. And we allow forest owners to extract the most out of their plantations without putting single tree species, which bring many troubles and problems.
Wow, what an amazing mission. I can't wait to meet you here at CES at the Dassault booth and learn more. And we're gonna move along here for the purposes of time here. But Jose, maybe introduce yourself and the mission, the big idea behind being here at CES.
Yes, Evan, thanks for having me. And I'd like to start by thanking Dassault Systems 3D Experience Lab with Abhishek and Sean here for inviting us, Atacama Biomaterials, to the CES conference. We're very happy to be here. I'm Jose Antonio Gonzalez. I'm the COO of Atacama Biomaterials, where we are approaching the sustainability to transform the way we think about packaging. So we actually Atacama Biomaterials was born in the heart of the Atacama Desert, like the Mojave Desert here, right? And we are combining AI-driven innovation and cutting-edge material science to develop a sustainable, scalable alternative to plastic, like our groundbreaking wood pack. That's our first patented product. That's a biomaterial that replaces plastic in terms of packagings and others. And our participation in the CES Tech 2025 reflects our commitment to show. Our participation here in the CES Tech 2025 reflects our commitment to showcasing how technology can solve global challenges. So, Evan, we're very happy to be here and revolutionize the plastic and the packaging world.
Wow, much needed innovation there. And it's an underappreciated area of work. Really exciting to meet you here at CES. Let's continue here along the discussion here with Saprasad. Nice to meet you. If you could introduce yourself and the big idea behind Pacify Medical.
Sure. First of all, thank you, Dassault, and to you for hosting this. Okay, I'm Sai Prasad, founder of Pacify Medical Technologies. At Pacify, we are empowering surgeons to treat large wounds, especially the wounds due to burns or large traumas, which are like really difficult to treat due to the current challenges of skin grafting or skin transplantations. So, what we do exactly is we take a patch of skin from the same patient, we micronize that skin, and we spray it on the same patient. This all takes around like in the same operation theaters, and due to this, we can cover someone's example a last skin or someone's hand just with the patch of skin. Okay, and what you're seeing results with this is quite promising. So we can save 60 to 70% of the donor skin of the same patients. It is a better healing and saves the procedure time. So with this, we are revolutionizing how skin transplantation is done, and it's especially helpful in case of a child or the women who are largely affected by accident like this, because they are the one who was closer to like kitchen or sometimes the fireplaces. Okay, and we are in this journey from last 6 years. So this 3D Experience Lab Pune has helped us a lot during the development phase of this, when we are developing the technology part. So any simulations, because getting a skin every time is difficult, and that is also the actual human skin. So 3D Experience Lab has helped us, especially designing a simulations for this, which has helped us to reduce the development time and get a better results. At CES, we are showcasing our innovations here and looking to get an inputs on our further next steps in the development journey. Thank you.
Wow, wonderful mission. Such an important area. Again, anyone who has friends, family members who's experienced with burns and related injuries can appreciate the work you're doing. And last but not least, Sean from Dassault Systems and the lab, maybe introduce yourself and, how do you help startups refine their products and help with go-to-market and, act as a mentor for these amazing companies, many hundreds of companies that you work with?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the opportunity, Evan, and it's a pleasure to be on with everyone. So I'm Sean. I'm with the 3D Experience Lab, working closely with Abhishek. So mentorship is one of the key components of the 3D Experience Lab. Firstly, there's access to 11 brands of software solutions within Dassault System, from advanced design and engineering software to simulation software, software that can help manage with clinical trials if it's a medical device startup we're working with, or quality management systems. So there's really every single software solution that's required to take a product from napkin sketch to go to market is available. So as you can imagine, there's when working with new startups that are part of the lab, sometimes it can be inundating trying to go through and sift through all the software solutions. So that's part of what we do at the lab, is helping the startups understand what software is available and how they can use it, and then allocating that software to them. And also, this company, Dassault Systems, spans many countries. It's over 20,000 employees, so it's a massive company. And there are many employees at the company who really want to dedicate their time to help mentoring the startups that we work with within the lab. So so another part of the program is identifying those employees and then connecting them with the startups. So of course, I have the pleasure of working with Jose Antonio, Andres, and Sai, and many other startups on a daily basis, which is a great joy, and helping them learn the software, get up to speed with our 3D Experience platform, which is kind of this cloud-based platform that connects all the dots and helps a lot of these startups. I know Atacama Biomaterials, for example, they've got employees in Chile and also in Boston. So there needs to be a cohesive system that connects everyone and allows them to work on these advanced topics, reliably and efficiently. So yeah, connecting mentors is really important, because a lot of these employees at Dassault Systèmes have vast years of industry experience that they can that they can use to help these startups advance and excel. So really, with startups, it's super important to move quickly, but that doesn't mean without quality. So these mentors help the startups get up to speed with the software, and so that they can use it to their benefit.
Fantastic. And I keep hearing the theme collaboration over and over again. And it's so true. Abhishek, maybe talk about why collaboration is key to any startup success, and how the lab, you and the team, really foster those connections and collaboration, not just between engineers within Dassault, but entrepreneurs, industry experts, partners, influencers like myself. I mean, there's a vast landscape. What's your philosophy there at the 3D Experience Lab?
Yeah, actually, that's very important part of the whole, I would say, the startup ecosystem, because I know startups or the founders are kind of typecast as lone rangers. But to be very honest, to be a successful startup, and I'm sure my colleagues here can actually testify to it, you have to have your glass half filled or maybe empty, because there's so much to learn from each other, from people you meet, from your failures. But most importantly, the most important thing is that as an engineer, so most of our startups are started by engineers who had a great idea, but they start from that point. But to make sure that that idea is not just a technical idea, but it actually maps with the needs of the customers, consumers, and it aligns with the market and technology trends, you have to be open. You have to talk to 10 different people. You have to pitch in front of VCs, in front of accelerators, incubators. So I think that networking part of it, and that collaborative approach is a very, very important and most powerful force. Of course, at 3D Experience Lab, we thanks to the 3D Experience platform, which is our cloud platform, everything is social. It's like cloud connected, collaborative, where you can actually be on the platform. You can work on your 3D designs, and you can actually share and collaborate with others in your team, or with manufacturers, wherever they be in whatever geography, right? So that's one part of it. But also we have a lot of different communities on the platform, where we connect the investors or mentors to these startups, so that the time to write emails and back and forth, we don't need that in 2025, right? So everything is smooth, streamlined, and seamless in so many ways.
Absolutely. And for many emerging companies, as you know, scaling is a real hurdle. And it's not just fundraising we're talking about. We're talking about managing growth, staying focused on goals, leveraging the right tools and processes and best practice. How do you see the lab supporting that scaling effort, Abhishek?
Yeah, definitely. And we have so many examples. Like, one of them is Biomodex. When they started, they were just a handful of engineers. They had a great idea, of course, but then through our mentoring, we made sure that they were aligned with the right technology, and every single way we helped them grow into a very robust business technically, and made introductions to others, to our we have 50,000 customers, and they're part of life sciences. So 1/3 of our revenue comes from life sciences. So made the right introductions. But on the other hand, they were also very responsive as a startup, and they collaborated, and step by step, we were part of their whole scaling up process. And this is just one of the examples that coming to my mind, because it was the first 3D experience startup that we accelerated. And I'm sure these three companies also will see the same trajectory as we continue working with them, of course.
Oh, fantastic. Well, this is the big week. All the excitement's ahead of us. We're on Monday. We have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday ahead, and maybe we'll do a lightning round. Each of the startups here, Jose, for example, what are you most excited about this week? Is it meeting customers, partners? Is it launching a new product? Give us a preview of the week from your perspective.
Yes, thanks, Evan. So we are so happy to be here actually in the CES conference, because we are showcasing our platform, our AI-driven platform named Marie Curie, that's revolutionizing sustainable materials with a globally adaptable and low-carbon solutions. And so we aim to connect with visionaries, mentors, maybe investors. Like always, Evan, we are looking for investors, of course, who'd like to join us in this challenge, in this global challenge of finalizing, of stopping the plastic pollution problem. So we're so happy to be here. And again, thanks to the Dassault Systems team and 3D Experience Lab. It's been awesome for our operation. As Sean was mentioning, we have operations in Boston and in Santiago, Chile. So we're happy to be here and share, know, and meet people from all over the world.
Wonderful. I can't wait to meet you. And what about you, Andres, in terms of any preview of any news announcements? What are you hoping to take away this very busy week?
Yeah, I mean, we're very excited about CES, basically because our technology, the material that we have right now, which is called wood flow, is very flexible in terms of its uses. So we started thinking that we were going to create high rises made out of wood at a fraction of the weight and environmental impact that we find today. And we have ended doing that, but also working with companies like BMW on cars, which for us,
Wow.
the Dassault 3D Experience Lab is very relevant, because if you want to speak with these guys, you need to speak their language, and their language is a software, and they use 3D experience software. I mean, Dassault Systèmes software. So, and we're also working now on a train together with the operator of the Netherlands. So we have found out that wood flow is a material that is very flexible. Goes well beyond construction, can do mobility, but also can do many other things. And talking to some other lead executives of the forestry industry, what they have told me is that one of the main debts of wood is being able to participate in the world of industrial design. And that's a world that is full of plastic, full of contaminating materials, and would have never been able to come in because of restrictions regarding how we handle it. But because we are freeform, we are light, and we're very efficient on how we handle the material, we could create a number of different uses for applications that can go from laptop covers to, I don't know, dispensers of bottles, et cetera, et cetera. So this is what we are starting to do now, trying to get wood into the world of industrial design, and we cannot find any better place than CES to do that.
Amazing. I can't wait to see your innovations in action. And I'd love to ask Prasid, I mean, what are you excited about here at CES? I guess your goal is to help as many patients globally as possible. What can we expect in terms of news or PR from you?
Fine. So first of all, we are showcasing our device here. So that is the exciting part, to get a review and feedback from partners. We have some meeting already scheduled with few of the participant companies who are participating in CES. And other than this, we are always looking for a guide, a person, a mentor, and an investor. So this is what, and also any hospital participations connections will be what I will be looking forward to. Yep.
Fantastic. Always a great place to connect. And, Sean, what can folks expect from the Dassault Systems booth and the 3D Experience Lab, where can they find you? Where should people go to catch this and more?
Yeah, great question. So first of all, the Dassault System has our main booth. Our primary booth is located in the Las Vegas Convention Center, North Hall. That's where all the big fish are. That is an incredible. Abhishek and I have seen some sneak peeks of the booth, and it's a really incredible booth this year, focused on life science and has an interactive component to it. So definitely,
Wow.
be sure to stop by that. And then over in the Venetian Expo Hall on the Strip in Eureka Park, that's where all the startups are. The smaller fish, but soon to be big fish. And so we also have the 3D Experience Lab, since we are focused on startups, that's where our booth will be. And we have a great location right when you enter into the Venetian Expo Hall. Our booth is pretty much right there at the corner. So be sure to stop by and meet Jose Antonio, Andres, and Sai Prasad, and Abhishek and I, of course.
Wonderful. Well, I'll be there. And a final note, Abhishek, looking forward to 2025. Any New Year's resolutions for the 3D Experience Lab? What are you excited about as we head into the new year, even beyond CES?
Definitely. Of course, continuing the good work with the startups. But we just announced that in Brazil, there's a technology cluster called PIT. I think it's in São Jose area. So they adopted our mentorship and our structure of the 3D Experience Lab. So they've become the first 3D Experience Lab incubator partner in Latin America, which is exciting. And soon we'll also open a new lab. I don't want to disclose the location yet because it'll be a big thing, but that's one. And we are really excited that the 3D Experience Lab Paris has a new Fab Lab, which is probably one of the best maker spaces, fully equipped across the world. So any of the startups that are in Europe and that can be co-located in Paris, they have this amazing, unique opportunity to make use of the 3D Experience Lab in Paris, and further accelerate their journey towards prototyping and reduce their time to market.
What a great opportunity. So much innovation, so much tech for good. We're starting with a very positive note here at CES. And thanks everyone for joining, sharing your vision and mission. And thanks everyone for listening, watching, and sharing. I hope to see you around CES. The show floors Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye.